good morning, good morning. Sorry for the wait this morning. I had to take my time because I woke up to lyrics this morning. I woke up to one of my 6 minute, 8 minute songs this morning. Just kept playing over and over again. I haven't even had a chance to write them down. But what I'm going to do today is actually just cast it out because it's nice. It's a nice song. Um, I've written so many songs, but I haven't written a song lately in the last few weeks. So this is nice. It hit nice. So good morning from the north. No, this morning. This is Empress Nix. How are you? Congratulations if you've made it this far. You're not looking at me by mistake. It is a reason why you are now catching me in the algorithm. Maybe we relate. Maybe you have someone who's also on their journey and they included you. However, you are here now. So, moving forward, we are going to learn, grow, and get to know more and more and more. Not only about ourselves, but how we relate to everything around us and how everything is actually in correlation. And everything that you have already learned, you may have to unlearn or relearn. Either way, something needs to change. If things continue consistently the exact same, we'll never get anywhere. So there has to be adjustments. Adjustments in life, it's a milestone. It's a birthright. It's a paradigm change that needs to happen, that will happen in your life. You just have to be prepared for it. When it happens, you don't want to be caught unawares. You're like, oh my goodness, is this the part of life I'm in? Even though there will be people surprised, there will be somebody that can show you the way. Are you that somebody that can show somebody the way through difficult things, through life, through a little stagnation, through a little blockage, through a real complex issue that can be gotten through? Because here's the thing. Some people, they hit a little hitch. They hit a little speed bump and they stop. They give up. They look left, they look right, and they can't get anyone to at least listen or even explain. Or they have people around that straight up don't want to understand because it benefits them for them to stay lost and confused. Are you the person that's there with a helping hand? Are you the person with an empty shoulder? Are you the person with a clear, unbiased ear? Well, 9 times out of 10, since you're here, either you're learning to be or you're learning more about said people. Or maybe you are that person and you're trying to forgive yourself for being nice to people who really didn't deserve it. Hi. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Everyone's not like you. It's not your fault for wanting people to be like you. But it's your responsibility for how you react to those things when you come upon so much disappointment. Disappointment has a way of casting you into spaces that you don't really want to be. And then, once you go through so much disappointment, you stop expecting. And then people don't know how to treat you or read you because now you've become cold. Them not knowing your story prior to their presence in your life, people will assume instead of ask you, because we have a society where people would rather assume arrogantly than actually take a chance at looking like they really didn't know, which would have been the truth. But a lot of people don't like to admit that. So they go about and they describe you based on how they perceived you. And they never ask you a question. So you're there wondering, well, after I got disappointed, I stopped expecting things. And now that I stopped expecting things, people are treating me like I don't deserve things. Hmm. And you start to wonder, hmm, do they really believe that I don't deserve things? But then this thing happens where you start to take care and nurture yourself because you no longer have people asking you questions. They're all running around assuming things and speaking for you instead of speaking to you. But you're right there. And it's kind of lazy to keep walking past the real answer and keep making more questions. But because a person will get, after a while, they'll get attached and they'll get used to speaking for you because you haven't spoken up yet, because they haven't spoken to you. And now that people are starting to act weird because you've changed the whole way that you see life, it's your fault. I know. It sucks. They never asked you. They still never asked you. They sit right there. They sit shoulder to shoulder. They even go to your social media platforms. They have your number. They never talk to you directly. They talk at you. They talk around you. They circumvent you. They all assume I can't say anything. They're going to say something wrong to me. The only thing wrong you could ever say to a person who runs around with questions that have never been answered is the truth. And I guess that would be wrong because they've already confidently spread a lie. And to actually speak to you directly would debunk everything that they've gone around confidently and arrogantly saying about you. So now you come around and you've done everything yourself, and they're there with their words, and it's getting more awkward by the moment because you're living your truth and they're sitting there trying to figure out how to take back that lie if they have any remorse at all. Some actually double down on the lie and they say, you know what? I'm going to avoid them altogether. That way their truth doesn't interrupt my lie. Now that's a telltale sign. When they stop speaking to you, stop coming around you, it's because they're not interested in your truth. They kind of liked what the lie produced for them. They liked the results of the lie. And they liked the removal of your presence to preserve their lie. Now, that doesn't mean feed into the lie that they told or the story that they narrated. That means you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. But here's the thing. It's going to slap them in the face very violently when they see you again and they realize that your truth has debunked their life. We've gone past the lie because someone was able to build a social group, a social construct, a social conspiracy, a social experiment based on testing your truth with their lie and the amount of distance they can maintain. So after a while, it became a game. If I can hurry up and turn before I see their truth, if I can get everyone to turn away before they realize I was lying, if I can keep assumption going on before people start assuming that my word means nothing, it's a game. But you're just going along in life, original as could be, and not that you stop expecting from the people who had not even the respect to ask you a direct question or even have a speech or a talk with you. So now you're living your life free of guilt, free of shame, free of everything because you've turned away from the very people who plan to make you uncomfortable in your truth because they got comfortable in your lie. The lie that they gave to you. They assigned you a room with lies. And what they did is, while they put the LIES on the outside of the building, they didn't tell everybody that they went in that room with you and made you feel as though they were protecting you and keeping people away from you out of LOVE. So now you're inside looking at LOVE on all four walls, and you're like, I'm trapped in their love because they told me they wanted me to stay still. They told me they wanted me to stay in their love. While they went out into the world and foraged for everything because, unbeknownst to you, they told everybody that you weren't able to face the world. They told everybody that you were on the run from the truth. So what they did when they came in that room of isolation with you, they said, I'm protecting you. I'm going to pass the message. You don't have to go over there. I'll make the phone call. You don't have to do it. I'll take the drive. I'll do it. And the room that they painted with love, where they prep talked you and told you that they were your champion, as soon as they shut the door, they painted the outside LIES. So your four walls on the outside don't match the four walls on the inside. You're trapped in the love that they told you. So they painted the LOVE on the walls on the inside, but on the outside, everybody sees that you live in a house of lies. But you don't know that LIES is on the outside walls because you live on the inside where LOVE is told. So you're trapped in a prison of love, fake love. Because you're the only one that thinks that it's love. Everybody else sees the big, bold letters on the building, lies. And it's crazy because now that there's lies painted on the outside of the building, they understand why nobody visits. Because they put lies as a big billboard to represent you, and you're outside thinking you're inside, looking out the window, not even able to see that there are lies painted on your building. You're inside looking at LOVE, and you're wondering why no one visits, but you're not aware of the big flashing symbol on the building that they put you in. And the disconnect is so real. The day you came out of that house and you looked and you saw what was painted there, and you realized that you spent so much time looking at the walls on the inside because the champion told you that they loved you and they were coming back with everything because they didn't want you outside in the world with the people who were going to hurt you. But they didn't tell you that they were the ones that told the people to hurt you because they painted the LIES on the walls so that it looked like they shouldn't approach. Because you were inside looking at LOVE, the very picture that they painted for you. So now that you're on the outside looking at the exact same picture that they painted for everybody else, you walk away. You were starving. They said that they were going to get you something to eat. Never came. You were thirsty. They said that they were going to get you something to drink. Never came. You were lonely. They said that they were coming to hold you. Never showed up. You were sick and they told you they were coming with a cure. You stayed sick. They were hoping you would wither away before they made it back. So now somebody comes out and they say, well, we haven't seen this person in a while and we need an update. So now you're like, oh, I forgot. I left the very thing that gave me this position in life unawares. I have to go and see. So you go and you return back to the house of lies you've painted because you've got to go inside and paint a fresh coat of love. Except when you return, no one's there. All you see is the picture that you painted and it's an empty place. You pass by the wall that you painted the LIES on and now you're inside the walls of the LOVE and it's empty. And you find yourself there alone. The truth has walked out of the door, has already got the angle, have seen both sides from the inside and out. So now that they've got the picture, the full view, they're gone. They're going to go get something to eat, something to drink. They're going to go and fulfill all their needs because you told yourself, you told them you would champion them, you would protect them from the world when really they needed protection from you. You put yourself as a barrier between them and the wall. And they tried to control the narrative. They tried to keep you from coming out. And they wanted to keep everybody else from coming in. They tried. But then you came out, you saw both sides, you went about your business, you started going and taking care of your life. So now they come back and they realize that you're not there in the house of lies that they built, trapped in the prison of love that they showed you. You're no longer there. So they're searching the whole entire building and they're looking for you in every room. And in every room, every door they open and shut and they don't find you there. They realize that you've caught on. And the further and further you get away from the house of lies, more people are starting to see you. And the double-edged sword of starting to see you is starting to see them in a very different way. Because now that they're not present and you are, you didn't even need to speak anything. Your presence was basically the proof that this person was throwing illusions. So now someone saw you at a restaurant. They told everyone that you had an eating disorder and you hadn't a palate. They told everyone you'd eat out of the dumpster, but here you are sitting at a table and you have a cloth napkin. That's not what they said. And then they see you go, and you go a little further, and you go into a building, and the building doesn't say liquor. The building says library. And then a lot of people are taken back because they're wondering. They said, you can read. They saw you go into the library and they saw you stop by the water fountain and gather your bottle and gather water and sit by the door, drink water, and then go to the computer. That is odd. Because the person who told everyone that you'd be eating out of the dumpster, you wouldn't do a restaurant, the same person that said if you got thirsty, you would go to a liquor store, didn't realize that you would actually go to a library, drink water, and find things to do at a library, because they also said that you weren't very intelligent. You couldn't really read. You really couldn't put things together. You wouldn't make any sense. So it doesn't make sense that you would have a water bottle at the water fountain and then be sensible enough not to get the computers wet. Because they said that you didn't make a lot of sense. You were liable. They said that you were violent. They were very surprised as you held the door for an older man. They were even more surprised when you waved to an alternative fellow going down the street, switching as hard as you were, because they said you were very jealous and anxious and you just didn't have a lot of love for people. However, the further and further away you got away from the house of lies, the person in the house looking for you, they imprisoned you in love, remember? They went back to the place looking for you in that prison. And what happened was, when you went down another road, someone saw you again. And they took in all the information that everybody came, because this is the thing, you told everybody to talk about the situation. You made everybody alert. You told everybody to give everybody updates when you had control of the narrative, but you aren't outside anymore. You're inside of the house of lies looking for the person you imprisoned in love. And the person you had imprisoned is outside in freedom. They're free. They're present and they're walking truth. But now you're inside the house of lies and people saw you walk in there voluntarily. Not only that, they actually saw you wield the key. But here's the thing. You're in the city. There are bad kids there. You hear the door shut. You're in the house of lies. When little bad kids see houses like that, they don't really respect them because they've been raised around people like you who say when you see a house of lies, destroy it. You taught them that. There were bad kids walking past the house of lies that you encouraged, that you influenced at a point in time. And they remember the last time they seen Mr. Sir, you said when you see a house of lies, burned it. But when you said that, that was when you had that person inside, locked in that prison, that mental prison, when you said that. No one ever thought, not even you, thought that you'd be in that house of lies when those kids walked by that you taught. You taught them that if you see a house of lies, you burn it down. You didn't know that the lesson that you taught would be your demise. Because those kids surely did pass by that house and they saw that house of lies. And what you told them was to burn it down. So they proceeded to do exactly what you told them to do. The problem is, you also told them never to knock on that house of lies because you never wanted the truth to spill out. So they didn't bother to knock when they saw the house of lies. They did exactly what you told them to do. So you really can't be upset because you are the leader. What you say goes, right? Those are children. They're impressionable. Nothing would tell them to question anything that you said. So now you're inside the house of lies that you created. And it just so happens you just returned back to the room that you painted LOVE on. And you smell something. There's a smoke alarm. Beep, beep, beep. What's that smell? No, not while I'm in this room. And you look, and all you see are the letters in the picture that you painted, in the building that you built, in the creation that was yours, because you are so creative. Now you're trapped in this room that says love, in the house of lies that you created, with the kids that you taught and you led in such a wrong way because you never told them knock on the door and do a safety check. You never told them that a house of lies might be an illusion. Make sure it's not a mirage. You never told them to think for themselves. You told them to listen to you. So now you're sitting there learning every bit of your lessons, eating every bit of your words, living the very life that you actually purported for someone else. Remember, that person was supposed to be in that room, in that house, believing in you, waiting for you to come back with something to eat, some medicine, something to drink. But they're out living their life because they finally escaped the mental prison that you tried to put them in. And now they're outside living their truth and people are changing. But the problem is they'll never get a chance to see you do anything else. Because it was a backfire, surely. The illusion you created is now the illusion that you are trapped in, and the rules and the procedures that you put forth for surely why you are suffering now. The other person need not say anything, need not return, need not make a U-turn, need not speak out. They just have to keep living and keep going the opposite direction away from you and that house of lies and that mental prison. Do you smell something yet? It's not bacon. It is the smell and the sizzling of the flesh of the one who actually said all these things, painted all these letters, made all these creations, They were so creative. They were so sure. They were so gung-ho that you'd be in that room, in that picture that they painted with that narrative. But instead, you have switched spaces. That was one of the best destiny swaps. Reversed. See, you stole everything that this person had when you painted them in this room. And what was wild is you never thought that they'd want to come out to touch grass. You thought that they'd never want to restore themselves. You thought that they would just wait for you because they like service so much. You thought that they couldn't pick up a thing. But the thing about it is, the first few days, they were like, okay, I'm fasting. The third, fourth day, they got to doing some exercises and said, you know what? The fasting, I'm going to pass out, and I'm starting to feel a little delirious in here, and maybe this was what this person really wanted me to do. So now I have to depend on myself, and now that I know that this person can sit in my face and lie and then wait for me to pass away and wait for me to wither away based on what they said, I have to get away from here, and I have to never return because this person cannot be trusted. So now they're trapped in the very words in the very building that they have built, and now they are on their way out. When you are on your way in to the world, congratulations, collective. You opened the door and you stepped out. They told everybody that you couldn't do it without them. You needed a pep talk. You needed someone to hold your hand. No, you needed them out of your face, out of your case, out of your space. You needed them out of your ear. Because every time they saw you do something and they saw you accomplish it, it made them feel some kind of way. And they didn't realize that, oh, it was just you and them are just a drop in the bucket. It's a whole vast world out there that they would have to purport this same thing with over and over and over and over again. Instead of let you come out and live your life and they live their life. But no, they wanted to trap you in a prison of their insecurities, a prison of their not feeling so great, a prison of them not getting the attention they want, a prison of them not feeling heard, a prison of them not being put first. They trapped you in their prison of inadequacy. Not because you were inadequate, it's because you were compassionate and you were compromising. They knew that if they came and they presented themselves extra cold and extra hungry and extra weak, that you would lend them some of your strength. And what they did was say, gotcha. The minute you tried to compensate for someone who wanted to deteriorate your presence, it became a destiny swap. They wanted to drain you so you were too tired to be you, and they got energy from learning everything in the presence because they said once you laid down, you wouldn't get up again, and I'm locking the door with the key on the outside so that you can stay in here and I can be out there because I've got the steps. The issue with it is if you do that to someone, you have to return back to them to replenish ever so often. And if they should leave the earth, then what will you make up then? You'll have to keep finding people. And then the issue is you're going to have to find a person better than the last person that you copied the last time. And surely by the time you get to the top, someone will have caught you. So yes, collective, we're on the outside looking in, and they're now imprisoned in those rooms that they painted with those words. And you get to walk by and see that lot where everything is scorched. They scorched the earth, those kids did. Unfortunately, those kids haven't been in the system and they don't have fingerprints. So they'll probably never find those kids that you taught those things. But then again, there's a list and someone knows just about everything. Those kids have parents. And now their parents are kind of angry at you because they trusted you to teach their kids to do better, but you taught those kids arson. Now those parents don't like you either, and you have a family that's still left, and you're not there anymore. So you see how the sins of a father, the sins of a mother, the sins of someone can pass on to someone else. Now, every time they hear anything that sounds like your name, your first name or your last name, everyone who's ever been affected by anything you've ever said or done doesn't like anyone that's associated with that. You see how that goes? And it becomes a generational curse. I believe some of the story reminds me of Freddy Krueger and how he came to be when he got burnt down in that house. You remember that backstory? But everything's got a story, right? You know, his story, her story, the truth. All I'm saying is don't get caught up. Don't get locked in a mental prison of fake love just because the paints were very nice. Always come out and do your survey around. Look around. Be aware of your environment. There are people that isolate you for a reason. If you ever feel like someone is moving you away from your main story, your main objective, your hobbies, your support group, you run and you run fast, because a person that tries to isolate you and take you away from the population that very well needs you, don't ever let a person make you feel that they love you so much that they need you to shut off from everyone else, because that could be a double-edged sword. Most times they want to get you by yourself so that they can do the things that they would love to do to you without accountability, without someone knowing that it was them to do it. So don't you ever let yourself be isolated. If you have gifts and things to share with the world, don't ever let anyone gatekeep you. They'll gatekeep you and then go out and try to save, then try to what? Sell the same game that they shamed you for having. Don't allow them to do it. The more you have to share with the world, the harder it's going to be to pick one mate, because they're not going to want you. They're not going to want the world. They're not going to want peers. They're not going to want family. They're not going to want to share your presence, your perceived greatness with no one. And that's when you get stupid words like, if I can't have you, no one can. And then they try to play God in your life when they've not even called God into their life. So they're abandoning themselves and they're stalking you, and they don't see anything wrong with it because their weakness makes them strong. I'll never understand it, and I don't want to. However, I've just worded it quite well. Good morning, collective. Congratulations to you if you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love to see you. It's still Leo season. We are here. We are here. We are here. It is now 5:33. I actually saw 333. I've been seeing threes for the last few days. Okay. Yesterday, Creator was all over my reading. Okay, so that lets me know God is moving. He's moving in tandem. He's doing a lot, a lot, a lot. This is why it looks like we're slowed down. That's why it looks a little quiet on the outside, because he's working. And he needs a lot of us to go sit down somewhere, okay? Some people are just moving around just because they can, but they're not doing anything and nothing is getting done. Okay, so if you don't need to be doing anything, go sit down. Because idle hands and idle minds can be dangerous. So find something constructive to do. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay. So we're going to go into Psalms 81 this morning, because this is good. We are having a great, great morning. Someone has something to do, and it's great. Someone's about to start something beautiful. I got the picture. I got a purple ring, and then I've got lavender, and then I've got white, right? I've got like this color purple, and I've got lavender, and I've got white. I started seeing that someone's color palette is are those colors, okay? Gradient purple. Gradient purple to white. Something like that. That's someone's colors. If you are having something that's going to bring about what you need got going on, okay? So gradient purple, lavender, white. Those are some things, those are some colors, okay? All right. Let's have a beautiful, beautiful weekend coming up. It is Thursday, and you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's gear up for it. Let's get some good things going. The kids are going to be going back to school soon. Make sure we're sitting with them and having the tough talks with them. We have a situation where there are people out here that are trying to teach your kids before you get a chance to teach your kids. Sheltering is being taken for granted. It's been taken for granted for quite some time. Just about the time when we stop having to wait till midnight to see some taboo things on the television, okay? So now that everything's mainstream and you can pretty much see anybody spit swapping in the middle of the day on any TV, even early in the morning, we're going to try to have the talks with our kids before some of the new age teachers get a hold of them, okay? Some of the teachers' assistants, I'll be looking at like, oh God. You know, there's a place for everything. There's a time and a place for everything, and everything should be as such. As we get older, we're not saying that you should get plainer, but you should get more responsible about your presence. There are children coming up after us, and they need to see the steps represented into maturity. We get it. You still look young. You still have a shape. You still got some bounce back. We get it. The thing about it is the kids aren't learning from you trying to express yourself everywhere. There's a time and a place for everything, okay? Hey, we need these kids to go back to the natural order of things. That's a girl. That's a lady. That's a miss. That's a missus. Like, holes all across the line ain't gonna work no more. We don't want just two categories, young hoe, old hoe. That's crazy. Why is hoe even there? We used to save whoever that representation was for the bedroom or between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Now it's whole time all the time. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So right now, if you see things are getting a little dry, that's because people are starting to decenter relationships. People are starting to decenter romantic relationships and go back to the first few relationships that did put them off course, which would be cousins, brothers, sisters, mother, father dynamics. Those are the first relationships that have to be addressed. Then we go out to the extra nuclear dynamics, which were what? School chums, co-workers, associates, those things, teachers, old administration, people who built your reality when it comes to administration and authority. A lot of that is included in your social dynamic now. How you perceive your principals, your teachers, your assistants, your counselors, all that's going to go inside with the family dynamic because they were authority when you were still in your developmental years. So you're going to have to go back to all that. Maybe there was a teacher that was a bit cold. You do understand that she had a home that she came from too. Even though it's not your responsibility to dig into that, it should be something that maybe you consider. Maybe my teacher had a sucky life, And she had some generational things going on when she was trying to teach me. And maybe I wasn't a really cooperative student because I believe, due to, the TV, that teachers were supposed to put up with my shit. I'm telling you, there are certain angles that we never look at when we're out here living our lives on autopilot. Some of us weren't that good of students. Some of us didn't listen because we came from homes where we weren't listened to. We came from homes where we got bullied. We came from homes where maybe we were the bully. Either way, everybody came from a home before they put on their title, before they put on their badge, before they put on whatever it is hat of responsibility they did. So maybe you came across a teacher who basically became a teacher just for the money. Maybe they don't even like kids, which I'm starting to find out that there are a lot of people going into healthcare and childcare and all these things for alternative motives. So we have to be vetting and re-vetting and vetting again. So all I'm saying is there are perspectives that we're not thinking about. You have a teacher who's got a husband that beats on her. She's got kids that probably, she's not that great at mothering, but she took up an education where she's a teacher. So now she comes in, she's not that good on social. A lot of things haven't gone great in her life. Now she has to look at these kids. She comes in, these kids, she sees the mothers in her head. She's seeing the mothers and she's making up stories in her head about all the mothers, and then it trickles down to the kids. So you see how we all plan our own prejudice before we even get to the result. So now before the kid, on the first day, the teacher has an expectation. The kid has an expectation. This kid has been watching Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, watching Ernest Go to Jail, watching all sorts of movies all weekend. And they've got a thought about teachers too. Teachers are supposed to be nice. Teachers are supposed to have apples. Teachers are supposed to be hot. Especially if you watch those movies where Cameron Diaz was the teacher. Then you walk into this lumpy hoe and she's got a damn fucked up disposition, and she's already busted your your perception of what your teacher's supposed to be. So now you're both disappointed and stuck in the classroom with each other all day. She thinks you're a jerk when you raise up your hands because she assumes that you have all these beautiful toilets in your house. She doesn't know that you don't have any of that going on in your house. And vice versa. He thinks you're supposed to have a lot of good things going on. At least some damn candy on your desk, and you don't have that. So now you both have barriers and you've never even spoken to each other. This is the first day. Do you see how all these perceptions can get in the way of going forward? And then you got a nerve to grow up with all of this stuff in your head. Then you become an adult. And now the very chicks that you've watched on the TV all your life, suddenly in your head, because a lot of things come from out of our heads, you're supposed to have access to it. But you don't get it. And it's not like the shit that you've seen on the movies, not on the internet, not some what your homeboys lie about, because some of your homeboys are virgins, but they're really good at storytelling. So they making you feel like you're inadequate. I touched a boob. They're lying. And some of them did touch a boob. It was their sisters. And they're not going to tell you that shit either. So right now, we really have to blink, blink, blink and clear the sleep out of our eyes, because we've had our eyes wide shut for quite some time. So now that you're here, let's open them a bit. I know I have a way with words. I have a way with angles and understandings, okay? So bear with me. It's not always going to be an easy listen. I might trigger you, not on purpose. It's because my filter is a bit nothing, okay? So if you're here to be coddled and told a bunch of shit that makes you feel good about not so great shit, you might want to leave, okay? I've been told to mention that. Especially if you don't like the truth unabashed. You know, some people get a little butt hurt when I say things and they're not quite ready to accept it in its whole entirety. All right. So now that I've given you the disclaimer, and you're still here, like it. You're ballsy. Hats is on. Let's go then. You know what? I like Hermione. I love the fact that they hated her, but what could they do with it? They didn't know shit. I loved Hermione. It was like very unapologetic and intelligent. She had intelligence that kept them alive. So who cares if people didn't like her? She had the goddamn answers. She had the beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, turkey, chicken, turkey, chicken. She had the recipe. Go ahead, Armani. I got to watch me some Harry Potter. I'm due for a Harry Potter shot. Put some like what some wands in the chat. If you love Harry Potter, I love me some Harry Potter. It always gives me a whole nother, thing to study. Okay, back on track. Let's get it. Okay, 81, Psalms 81. Sing aloud unto God our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the God of Jacob. Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the God of Jacob. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt. When I heard a language that I understood not, I removed his shoulder from the burden. His hands were delivered from the pots. Amen. Thou calledest in trouble, and I delivered thee. I answered thee in the secret place of thunder. I proved thee at the waters of Meribah, Selah. Amen. It is Thursday, the day of thunder. Ain't that nice? Yay! Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me. There shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it. Amen. But my people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me. So I gave them up unto their own hearts' lust, and they walked in their own counsels. Oh, that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways. Amen. I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries. The haters of the Lord shall have submitted themselves unto him, but their time should have endured forever. He should have fed them also with the finest of the wheat, and with honey out of the rock should I have satisfied thee. Amen, Selah. So let it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Do you hear that? That's in there. Not only did the Lord have haters, but remember, he told them, he said, come with me. I got the answer. And they all said, who he think he is? He ain't doing nothing. He ain't all that. I got it better. Y'all follow me. And some of them went on with the other person. And he said, you know what? All right. Go on. Walk with your ways. Go on. It's okay. I ain't going to curse you. I'm going to send you with love. That's what's up. I go by myself. And he went on by himself. And now they all sad and mad because they would have had everything and the enemies caught them. And what did they do? They had to go with the enemies, because if they would have went with God, they would have had the strength to fight against the enemies. But since they had not strength at all, they folded like a bunch of lawn chairs and went with the enemies. And see, this is why you can't be with weak people. This is why when you notice that you are with somebody that can be bought, can be swayed, can be paid, can be laid, you got to go. You listen to the OJs, you listen to all that, but you still ain't listening to them backstabbers. Smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Them backstabbers. Backstabbers. Yes, they want to do that. And God said it's okay. It's okay. They even ran to touch his clothes, but they still never stood up for him the way he stood up for them. That's all I'm saying. There was no reward for all the good deeds that he did, yet he still continued to do them because he was real. He said what he said. He stood on 10 toes. He stood 10 toes down, and they let him be strung up and crucified. And he still forgave them. Just a side note, I'm not Jesus. I'm not God. Go with him to see mercy. Dang! I told you them alarms be like all night and all morning and stuff. Really, one at camp at 3:33. Really at 3:30. I also heard some emergency crews. I mean, it's serious. It's really serious. And they say what? That the crime rate and stuff is down. So how is these people getting alive? I wonder. Anyway, no face, no case, right? That's why everybody started picking up these extracurriculars. Oh, children of the night cup. Y'all is represented because we know y'all be up all night. Ooh, 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 ooh. The song, the song. City highs, city lows. When you wake up in a city, that's how it goes. City highs, city lows. Sometimes it'll go fast and it'll go slow. You see that girl, she likes the man in the pickup truck. I think he likes her. I think he likes to touch. They like to go out and get fucked up. But between the two of them, I think I'm gonna wish them good luck. The city highs, the city lows. When you pick up city dice, you gotta see how it rolls. City highs and city lows. Because when you're living in the city, you gotta see how it goes. That's it, because I ain't really write it down. I ain't write it down, but I'm telling you, lyrics was falling out of me this morning. So I'm working day and night. Working. When you wake up during the robot, you already know. It's the attitude for gratitude, okay? Happy Thursday. Today is the day of thought. Today is the day of communication. So if you have anything that you'd really like to communicate, okay? This is the day for it. Write out your supplications, applications. Make sure that you have done your spiritual hygienic practices. Make sure your hands are clean, your heart is light, and go. I decree in the name of the Father, God. I decree in the blood of Jesus. Amen. All right. Good morning. We've got 14, 9, and 10. We have 2 Virgos out here. So, Wish fulfillment at the bottom of the deck. Somebody's getting a great day today. Somebody's going to get what they want. God is on your side. Are you? Are you paying attention? It's for you, okay? Why I feel like Oprah? I feel like Oprah right now in that moment, not like the other moments. I don't even know what the hell this woman be doing. But I do like that little cartoon, that little commercial part. You get a blessing, and you get a blessing, and you get a blessing. Yay! And we all get them. Want to know why? Because we woke up and every day be loaded with benefits to do something different. Okay? So, let's go. We've got 14, which is temperament. We've been talking about temperament a lot. Temperament does matter. Temperament can put you in a great situation. Temperament can also put you in a horrible situation. So, be mindful of where your temper is. At a point in time in your life, people should not be able to activate you. Because who are you? What are you that you need to be activated? Okay? All right. So, as you get older, you have to start really realizing that each 10-year interval, your value is fluctuating. Imagine you waking up and then there's a grid. Let's play Mortal Kombat right now. There's the little lifeline here, right? There's a 0 here. There's a plus here. Every moment fluctuates your value. So people need to know that at the same time that you mean nothing, at the same time you could be priceless. So if everybody applies the same value to everybody, then we can actually start acting like we got some goddamn sense, okay? People need to stop really paying attention to the clothes on the outside, because some of these homeless people are more valuable than your ass sitting on your electronic toilet. I just want to keep it a buck. There are some people that have catastrophic bank accounts that are worth nothing. And there are people out in the streets who have nothing to their name but a moment with them, a conversation with them, is the most priceless thing you'll ever get in your life. Do you understand? We are the value. Without us, nothing gets value. Consumerism. Without us, nothing gets value, okay? So be mindful of your temperament. Your temperament does fluctuate your value. I see no point in talking to you because you don't listen. That fluctuates your value. I love talking to you because you actively listen to me, and it's crazy how you remembered my favorite color from 2 weeks ago. That's priceless. That can happen in the same person. The same person can both be valuable to everybody and valueless to everybody at the same time. So for anybody to be right now at this day and time to be running around like they better than anybody else, no matter what walk of life they're in, they're nuts. They're damn nuts. Because there are situations where money can't fix. So we got to start really dealing with each other a little easier, a little different now, okay? Because if there's no us, there's no nothing. I'm sitting on the bus stop the other day. The bus driver looks at us and keeps going, right? Almost splashes us with the rain. Could have like pivoted. It was enough room. It was funny though, because I was like, I had time. So I'm sitting there and I'm laughing because he like, dang. They passed by and it was crowded, but it was only 3 of us that needed to get on, and it was enough space for us to get on, but he didn't stop. And we were laughing. I said, well, dang, well, they already at work. They don't really got to worry about nobody else. They already at work. So he said, yeah, right. You right about that. I got a lot of family that work up on that bus. And he's on the bus stop. He said, I got a lot of family that work on at the bus thing. Been there for a long time, too. You got to him. So I'm sitting there listening because look all down at you, all big and fat. Them wigs, them nails. I ain't lying to you. Them wigs, them nails. Bus don't never be on time, neither. And I'm laughing because we were just saying they already at work, so they don't really care about nobody else being at work. The funniest thing to me is when you actually see them, they already running behind, but they'll stop and somebody run and bring them some food to the bus. And you sitting there like, damn, you was already late and I'm late for work. But I guess we gonna make sure you get something to eat since you already at work. Nobody else schedule matter, even though your very job is to make everybody else schedule matter. No problem. But see, when you get certain jobs for the public and you're a public service person, you're supposed to make good money, right? Yeah, you're supposed to because you're forced to deal with the public and the public needs you, which makes you essential so you get good money. But for some reason, some of the essentials, once they get to a certain bracket in life, they start looking at the very people that made them important and essential in the first place like expendables. So temperance. See, and even with the male bus drivers, I be seeing them. Sometimes y'all get a little sassy. Y'all be driving in them buses. Y'all get them hormones stuck up in you just like them big truck drivers because you eating and you sitting on the big bus all day. So you're not really inclined to do no extra work because you're making a lot of money. So you feel as though your money compensates for sit-ups and you know, exercise. And then for some of you, even if you are going to the gym, you're eating really good and you're not taking in consideration the calories or what you're drinking, what you're thinking. You're going to take a shot of Tito's and you're going to eat French fries later and all this other kind of stuff. That's a lot of potatoes. That's a lot of starch. That's a lot of carbohydrates. So when you use your money and your money puts you in an unhealthy situation, you still need said money to get back into a healthy situation. But guess what you forgetting? The very people that get on the bus makes you essential. But now you're looking at them as though they're expendable. Give me a minute, I'm cooking. Right? So, you on the bus. You riding one day. Man or woman, don't matter. You riding one day. Remember, you looking at people like they're expendable. You rolling your eyes at people. Because some of them are really nice. Some of them are kind of nasty. Right? So, you get on there, driving all fast, damn near about to break your neck. Herking and jerking back on the bus. You about to kill your damn self. So, something happens on the bus driver, with all their money, they be eating chicken wings and chicken boxes and potato wedges and shots of Tito's or shots of Patron, whatever. And it start to build up in their system. You on the bus. You know, it could be stressful in the city. Starts and stops because the bus starting and stopping and you got all these little cars to ride around. And then you have a emergency or something while you driving the bus. All the expendables behind you, some doctors, some nurses, some CNAs, some this, some that, they on the bus with you too. The same people who were worthless to you when your check was safe, when you felt like your health was okay, now they're not so expendable. You've got to depend on your passengers to get through this moment in life. You got to hope one of them calls 911. You got to hope one of them don't cuss you out of not understanding why you stopped the bus. Because we do got ignorant ones who don't give a damn about you having a heart attack. I needed to go somewhere. They'll cuss you out. You understand? So you got to understand your worth and your value can change every interchangeable moment. Yeah, you was on your high horse sitting in the front, making over 80 plus a year, treating people like they were nothing. But in the moment where your health started to falter, your paycheck just became optional. Your paycheck became a if. It became a maybe because you got to be here on this earth to collect it. Your health was up in the air too. Your life was up in the air. Your safety was up in the air. See, we get so comfortable and complacent with tangible things and patterns and repeat and all that stuff that we don't understand that there's a moment that might come that can change all that. In that moment, your passengers who you was just they became the most important thing in your life because they are standing between little life and you and life and death right now. They're standing between life and death with you right now. And you better hope that somebody uses their profession to preserve your life. The same way your profession is supposed to preserve their life. You see how that all works? So if you don't care about the people who you service, then you see how that's interchangeable? The people who I know look out for the bus drivers. Their bus drivers know they by their face. They might not remember their name. They're like, yep, you be out here all the time. I know you be having to go to work. I be trying to. That's at least that's how the old school bus drivers used to be. They got on their routes. They kind of remember certain people that had routine things. And they made sure that they were kind of dependable. Not because they were trying to give special consideration. It's just that they know how life works. They know how karma works. If you put in effort for the people will put in effort for you. So temperance. This is a Virgo reading, by the way. So temperance. Sagittarius energy 14. We've got the 9 hermit. Someone needs to go back inside, do more shadow work. Temperance, the hermit. Someone this definitely needs to go back and do some more self-reflection. It does not hurt to do it every so often. Sometimes people do good for a couple of weeks, a couple of years, a couple of months, and then they revert back to that same bullcrap. This is why you have to go and restore. Go back into meditation. Actually, it would do good for you to schedule yourself personally every year an appointment with yourself. You heard that right. Make an appointment with yourself to get yourself back in order. That is something I would ask and implore you to do. Look in your schedule. Take that whole day. Alex, what are you hitting? Take that whole day and make an appointment with yourself so that you can get yourself straight. Since you're an adult and can't nobody tell you what to do, get yourself some straightening, okay? That's what I'm going to suggest. Soul searching. Introspection, contemplation, wisdom, truth seeking, being alone, independence, inner guidance, meditation, consciousness. This is all you. A lot of self-work has to happen, and it never stops. You always have to reconsider. You always have to check yourself. Then we've got the 10 in Virgo. Wealth, financial security, family, long-term success, contribution. This is the only thing that is holding a lot of people back from becoming the person that they really want to be, from becoming the big person that they really want to be. Their ability to self-reflect and change the way that they see people and relate to people. Okay, you had a shitty year where relations weren't that great. What are you going to do next year? And the next year. You've got to try to do this every year. Nobody perfects it. Things are changing all the time, but it doesn't mean you don't try, okay? So this is Sagittarius, double Virgo on it, okay? So somebody's a bit stubborn. They feel as though they've been doing this all the time. How are they going to change? You're making it more complex in your mind than it actually is. It's just one step at a time. It just requires you to be more alert about yourself in relation and how you react, okay? So you don't have to get stubborn. Don't get stagnated. Don't let the thought paralyze you. Just get out there and try it a little bit at a time. And remember, it's always good to put a pause on the healing and go back into introspection and see what you can do to make the adjustments. I'm wearing this outfit. I don't feel quite comfortable in it, yet I'm going to wear it. Ask yourself, why are you forcing something? Just small stuff like that. You just have to start asking yourself the right questions. Sometimes you are asking questions. Sometimes you're just not asking the right questions, okay? All right, so there you go, Virgo. We've got 19 and 14. You know what? I'm going to add the 10 and the 14 first, which is 24. Then I'm going to add the 9, which would make that 33. All right, we have ascended. Someone is ascending. We are going through ascension. Ascension is happening. We did open with me seeing wish fulfillment. So somebody's going to go sit down somewhere because they are now realizing that they haven't been doing life as good as they thought they have been doing it. We got Sagittarius, double Virgo. That was the Virgo reading. And the number did come out as 33. We can do it as a 6 because it is equal give and take to the universe, but I want to leave it as 33 because they're trying to ascend. Someone is struggling to ascend, but sometimes ascension doesn't mean that you get to pop out. Sometimes ascension means that you need to go sit down somewhere too. You are aware of what you need to do, your situation. Okay? All right. Libra, let's go. Okay, so we've got the King of Cups, we've got the 8 of Pentacles, and we've got the 6 of Cups. King of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. We've got 86, 68. It all depends. Call it what you want. We've got Virgo and Scorpio here. We've got emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic, control, balance, supportive leader, tolerance, empathetic. Then we've got diligence, passion, high standards, apprenticeship, mastery, skill development, repetitive tasks. Then we've got 6, familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. Okay, so the King of Cups is Aquarius, Pisces area, which means that it's not only intuitive, introspective, but it's also thinking outside of the box. It also has some abnormal thinking, okay? So it's something different about this person's train of thought, okay? We have Libra. Something's a bit off, okay? This is the Libra reading. Okay, so 8, diligence, passion, high standards, apprenticeship, mastery, development, repetitive tasks. So someone keeps doing things over and over again, and they're trying to master something. It may not be pentacles. It might just be a craft. It might be a ritual. It might be something that they took up. It may be a hobby. It might be an extra job, an odd job or something. But someone is trying to master something in this energy. Okay, so far we got Libra, Aquarius, Pisces, and Virgo. So the last card is the 6, which is the Scorpio. Familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. Someone's trying to master something from their childhood. There's a childhood womb, a childhood thing, something, a childhood dream, fantasy, or something like that. Someone's trying to master, someone's trying to bring something into reality. Something that they used to dream of, something that gives them memories, something that causes nostalgia. 86, 68, that is 14. Someone's trying to get control of their emotions. Somebody's all out of order. My nose is itching. Oh, yeah. Somebody's out of order. It's like my third eye is clearing. Whatever somebody is trying, attempting to send me, it's only like proceeding and doing the opposite. Okay, so I'll say that all the time, and you keep doing it, but thanks anyway. Yeah. So somebody's about to start going through a lot of brain fog, a lot of confusing talk, a lot of double talk. What's happening is this person is slowly becoming undone, but they're trying to maintain and save face. It's like they're trying to keep still because if they move, you might see something. Someone's trying to remain cloaked, unreadable, disconnected. Someone's afraid of being exposed. It's like they want to go and hide under like a mythical bed that'll cover them very, very good. It's something they used to do when they were younger. They used to disappear. They used to do something. It's something that they used to do what made them not seem so bad. Someone's trying to revert or trying to master childhood tricks in adulthood, and I don't think they understand that it's not going to go the way that they want it to go, because they're no longer a child, they're an adult. So they have to be seen, so they can't be hiding, because they have to be responsible. Someone is longing for the days of old, but we're not there anymore, and that's a sin. You can't go back. Yeah. Libra, I don't know what you're going to do, but you're going to have to sit in whatever this is. And you're going to have to grow up. Someone like has a Peter Pan syndrome. Yikes. All right, so that was Libra. And the only numbers I got out here was 8 and 6, which was 14, which is 5 unexpected changes. Be aware that there's someone in the life, out here in this world, they're not handling life too well. They're not aging great. This person has been a petulant child all their life, and it's not working out. And good Lord, hopefully this person isn't on the wrong side of 50. Either way, they're approaching it. This isn't going to go well. Somebody's about to witness somebody who they basically probably had a little bit of respect for lose the rest of the respect. Somebody's about to see somebody not be in the best light anymore at all. So prepare, brace yourself. Don't say I didn't warn you. This isn't a laughing matter. I don't think it's funny at all. It's going to be disturbing. It's going to be disgusting. It's going to kind of make you a little sick, because this person has been keeping up appearances for quite some time. And unfortunately, this is going to destroy a lot of people's points of view when it comes to this person, because they champion for this person. They vouched for this person. They said, give them a moment, they'll be okay. And it's not okay. It's not going okay. All right, so let's get into Scorpio. I want to get out of there. That was temperance. Somebody's going to have to either see a doctor, get evaluated, if they are prescribed any psychiatric medicines, they may want to go get that redone or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, somebody's changing everything. Okay, that was the Libra. Let's go, Scorpio. So we've got Sagittarius coming straight out, and we've got Taurus, and then we've got Mercury coming out. We've got 9, 6, and then 20. Someone born in 96, someone born in 69. 69, that's cancerous energy. Then we've got 20. Hopefully no one did get cancer. My bad. Condolences. Okay, so we've got 96, 20, 20, 96, 26, 9. Somebody 6'9", somebody kind of tall. Somebody called 6'9". Okay, like I said, in the Scorpio, we have Sagittarius and Taurus. Courage, persistence, test of faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for worse pessimism. We've got the Wounded Warrior here, which is 9. And then we've got the 6 here in the Pentacles, giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, carrying, and sharing. Okay, and then Judgment. Someone is under judgment. They have been doing something for quite some time. It never quite works, but they keep freaking doing it. Equal give and take to the universe. So now they're about to get whatever it is they've been building up to. Someone is now under judgment. Whatever they've been given, now they'll be getting it. Lit up, it got a natural obsession for temptation, but he just can't see. She gives him heaven that his body can't handle, but all he can say is, baby, it's good to me. All right, so his health is changing and he doesn't know why. All right, so yeah, 15 plus 20, that is 35, which is 8. Be on the right side of karma, because this definitely looks like karma, not dharma. All right. That was the Scorpio reading, 9, 6, 20. That is 15 plus 20, which is 35. Taurus, Sagittarius, this is the Scorpio reading. We do have Mercury at the bottom, which is judgment, rebirth, Inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, mercy. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, let's go over to Sagittarius. I'm doing it a little quicker this morning. Yeah. Alex is already outside. Alex! Five of Swords, Nine of Cups, 95, 59, 18. Moon, Mother, Matriarch, Family. 5 plus 9 is 14. But that's Temperance again. So 5, 9, or 95. Someone's 5, 9, or 95, or someone is 59. Then we've got the 18 here. 9 plus 18, that's 20. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, it's 27. I assumed that, but I wanted to count. 27 plus 5. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Still 5. Still coming back up to 5. Unexpected changes again? So, we've got the conflict, the five of swords is conflict, disagreements, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneakiness, bully, theft, abusive relationships, okay? This is Sagittarius. So somebody has a lot of abusive relationships. They like to cause a lot of conflicts. This is how this person works. This is how this person operates in conflict. Some people don't operate good in peace. They operate only in chaos, okay? So somebody is a chaos agent. This is a Sagittarius reading. Conflict, disagreements, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneakiness, bully, theft, abusive relationships. If these things weren't happening, they tell you they're bored and there's nothing there. If they didn't have none of this happening, peace is nothing. They don't like it. It's looked down upon. Okay? So, wish come true, contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, gratitude, luxury, stability, luxury, gratitude. So somebody has been using this to bring forth 9 cups. Illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious premonitions. Somebody's in their head about how they go about getting money. Somebody's starting to realize the way that they go about getting money won't be the long game. In the long run, it won't be what they think it is. Okay? So whoever this is that has this is how they get money, through conflict, disagreements, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneakiness, bully, theft, abusive relationships. This is exactly how they get money. They get money through chaos. And this is how they make their dreams come true, even though this is what they got to go through. It's like they love being on a clearance rack or something. But the illusion is they're starting to pay attention to, this isn't going to age well. Can you imagine going from being the toxic hot chick to the old hag that won't shut up? Somebody better hold on to whatever they got for a long damn time, because it's not going to age well. Eventually, whatever they have people, this isn't going to be marketable long term. Can you imagine somebody's grandmother being this messy and people saying, yeah, give her their money, go get with her? Yeah, somebody's about to look like a damn fool. Somebody on the wrong side of whatever age acting like this, and they think they're gonna live like this forever. Somebody's about to get a really rude awakening. And it has something to do with them aging out of this bullshit. People are going to look at them and say, you too old for this. With them young gals used to could get away with, and they starting to be tightened up on. Some of you chicks is the wrong age to be doing all of this, and you're about to be found out. And then things gonna get a little dry for you. And you're going to wish you was the cool chick that you made fun of. You're going to wish you had some good temperament. You're going to wish you started long time ago. Because even when you change up, people are going to remember all the shit you started. So even when you do go set your little butt down, you still got karma to pay for all the shit you started in your heyday. This is why there are some older women catching their ass right now, is because they started a lot of shit back when they thought that their ass was going to stay fat and their stomach was going to stay tight and their face was going to stay right. They was out there starting any and everything. That's not going to age well. People are going to remember, even if you stay cute, it don't matter. When you get to a certain age, you got to stop that. And you're going to have karma to pay. So somebody intuitively know it. They know they about to start catching strays left and right. Because that's all they did in their younger age. So now they got to be sure. Ooh, I know exactly who's going to be catching them left and right. Ooh, it just popped up. I mean, this chick used to, come from different buildings. Why she got a husband? Why she got a man? Why she think she all that? Ooh. Everybody, all the young chicks is going to start talking about you like that. Why you got this? Why you? Ooh, that shit ain't age well. That grass ain't greener on the other side. You gonna wish you had been a little nicer, ain't you? Ah! I love it when a plan comes together. All right, so that was that, and that was the Sagittarius reading. We've got 5 and 9 and 8. Which turned into a 30, what? It was turned into a 32, which turns into a 5. There will be unexpected changes. This person is not going to know how things are going to go because they've always been able to bully themselves in and out of situations. But as it stands, as you get older, things change. Rules change, health change, vitality changes. You want to see some examples of that? Go pull up on Preston and Greenmount and watch them old chicks coming in and out them daggone apartments live right there. They was all some bad ones too. Once upon a time. And then life started happening and that shit didn't age well. Anyway, Queen of Wands, Capricorn, Six of Cups, Ace of Wands. Ooh, it's quite a few of them. A lot. I see a couple of these chicks riding up and down with the little walker up and down. They was bad as hell in their heyday. Now look at them. That shit didn't age well. All right, so we've got the Queen of Wands, Pisces and Aries. What you doing, honey? Courage, confidence, independence, focus, zest for life, determination, joy. I likes it. Then we've got the Six of Cups, familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing, childhood memories, innocence, joy, and nostalgia. Ooh, I likes it. Ace of Wands, new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential, beginnings, new opportunities, growth. I likes it. We got 7, which is a complete cycle, which means somebody is living out their childhood dreams. Okay. Capricorn energy, we've got a 7 here, which is a complete cycle. You are now stepping into your inner child. You are getting to live out the life that you have dreamed about. You will have the family, you will have the home, you will have the life. If you want a picket fence, you can have it. Okay, Capricorn energy, Sun, Moon, Rising, Pisces, Aries, and Scorpio. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You are going to have what you've always dreamed of because you and the Creator like what you thought up. He liked the fact that you want to take trips. You want to be a good husband or a good wife. He liked the fact that you want to be a good mommy, a good daddy. He liked the fact that you want to be a good daughter, a good son. He liked the fact that you want to help his world. He liked the fact that you got something to add to the universe. He liked your ideas. He liked the way you smile. He liked how you take extra care when you talking to other people. He liked how he liked how you give space, and he liked how you take care of yourself. He liked how you love yourself. God loves you. think you hear me. God loves you. He like how you do what you do. So somebody's about to get the chance to live out their life like they've always dreamed. They're going to look in their fridge and they're going to be able to have things in there that they've never really, pictured being in there. They're going to have supply. They're going to always have food. They're going to always have lights. They're going to always have water. They're going to always have another way, another plan. They're always going to have support. Somebody's going to have things the way they've always dreamed of them being. They had to go through a period of wilderness to really see what to appreciate and what to leave behind and what not to invest in. But now that we've come through our season collective, God loves you. Oh my gosh. So Capricorn, which is Pisces, Aries, and Scorpio energy, meaning that you're very thoughtful, which means that you are already assertive. And your Scorpion energy means that you are passionate enough to give it another thought. But you are a Capricorn, and Capricorns are some of the best lovers if you should ever go through the layers of the onion to find that heart. You go ahead with your bad self. I like this for you. It's a complete cycle, 6 and 1. We have the Queen of Wands, man or woman. There's no gender in bullshit, bitches, and tarot. So here you go. Queen of Wands, 6 of Cups, Ace of Wands. Go forward and be great. God loves you. And I know you love yourself too. That's what he like about you. He like, dang, this person knows exactly what I like. He like when his children love themselves. Because that's what he told them to do. He loves a dutiful child. He liked that child. He did. All right, Aquarius, what's up? What's up? You up? I know I gotta be a little loud because you sleep hard. Get up, Aquarius. You sleep a little hard because you play a little hard and you think very hard. So get up. And come listen to me for a second. You can roll over. I know you want a few more winky dinks, okay? I know you're going to turn over after you finish, okay? You're going to sleep for another hour, 45 minutes, and then you're going to get up like you was really ready. So, 2 High Priestess, intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine, feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, high morals. Somebody is becoming more sensitive to their environment. They're starting to realize the pulls, the internal pulls. They're starting to realize when certain things happen, it gives them a scratch in their throat. When they're starting to realize certain things happen to their ears when certain things are not true and when certain things aren't. Somebody's starting to realize that little pull that happens down there when they think about a certain person or when that person is thinking about them. Somebody is starting to be aware of their body and how their body responds to all things around. Great. Somebody is really paying attention. Someone is really going through ascension this time, okay? There might have been a time where you thought you were going through ascension, but now you really are. Okay. Page of Wands, inspiration, ideas, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit, exploration, excitement, and freedom. Okay, so somebody's starting to feel a bit free now that they're starting to realize and they're starting to pay attention to the synchronicities that are happening. They're starting to see numbers and colors, and it's starting to make them like, okay, I see how this works. Somebody's starting to get the flow of things. Okay, yeah. This is making me feel like Pauly Shore. Remember Pauly Shore? Yeah, dude. Somebody's starting to get it. Like, this thing is getting easier, right? So now you're realizing that you are the institution. You are the entity. You are. It's you. The great M that I am has actually came and told you who you are. Now you see. Now, don't go telling everybody because everybody seems to come out of a bag. They get a little bit jealous when you start knowing who you are and they haven't figured out who they are. So you might want to keep it to yourself or not. It all depends on how you like to offend, okay? Because people are so easily offended over things that have nothing to do with them nowadays. You know? Some people don't like to see you happy, so it all depends on you and how you let the world know that you really like yourself. I see what you did there. Okay, so now that you've stepped into your Hierophant, you are the bee's knees. What do you going to do? Don't tell me. Make a vision board. Okay. Institutions, tradition, religion, society, and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, bondage, mercy, wisdom, trust. Someone now realizes who they are. They realize that they can do what makes them feel good. They don't have to do what aligns with their grandmother's beliefs. They don't have to do what aligns with their bullyish aunt's belief. They don't even care what their father shows up and says because he does what he wants anyway. He's always done what he wants. So why aren't you? Do what you will and harm no one. Harm no one, but do what you will. That is a line of pure freedom and liberation. And someone's finally stepping into it. Congratulations, Aquarius. We have a 2 and a 5. That's a complete cycle for you. You are now returning back to yourself. While you're over there, give yourself a hug for me and then give yourself a hug for you. Enjoy. There you go, Aquarius. Your cycle has arrived. Oh, get grounded. You've got Taurus energy, Aquarius, which means that you're stable. Yes, you have a penchant for materialism, but who doesn't? Just be sure you don't overextend yourself or put yourself in a grab bag over such trivial things. Okay? All right. That's you. Okay, let's get over to Pisces. Okay, nothing flipped. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, 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 Pisces. 1, Ace of Swords. 4 of Wands. 4. What? My bad. Hope your earpiece wasn't in when I said that. Jeez, sorry. 144. 144 just came out. 44, 14, 41. 44, 14, 41. 144 came out, which is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords came out. Mental clarity, breakthrough, new ideas, success, sharp mind, new conflict, surgery. 4, being, celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, home, homecoming, community. Bang. Then we've got the other 4, which is the Pinnacle, saving money, security, conservation, scarcity, control, and frugality. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I almost don't want to explain. I would like to actually let you like to lean on your own understanding because either way you put it, it's beautiful. Okay, so it came out as 9 because 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 1 plus 8, 1 plus 5. No, 1 plus 4 is 5 and 5 plus 4 is 9. So that came out to 9, which could either be looked at as September, Virgo, which is doctorate, which means you've mastered something. And it also can be looked at as divine 9. We got divine 9. We've got 9 sororities and fraternities. We have 9 masters of certain things. 9 is a very, very good odd number. It's the power of the patriarchy, 9. It's also September. It's also Virgo, Libra. Somebody has mastered being uneven. Okay, yeah. I don't know. That was a side thought. That was a side thought, okay? We're in Pisces, though, but the 144, mental clarity, celebration, joy, saving money, conservation, that sort of thing. Everything is going great. This is the Pisces reading. This is 9, which means someone is actually praying. And 9 also could also mean someone is also praying on this good outcome. But right now, in the North Node, we're seeing mental clarity, a celebration, which means that this foundation is a beautiful foundation. And then we have saving money, security, conservation. Everything can be found here. You have your soul tribe. You have your ancestors. You have your spirit. You have your spirit guides. You have You have God vouching for you and basically helping you along and assisting you along the way and putting all the things that you need right there, telling you not to overextend yourself, don't overspend, don't get lustful, don't get slothful, don't get greedy, and don't get gluttonous. Keep your things intact. For some reason, temptation gets stronger the closer you get to your goals and your purpose. So remember, keep your temperance, maintain your temperance. Do not be easily fooled, moved, or tempted out of your space. You're in the right space. You've actually managed to get in the right spot. If you can continue like this, you will hit your holy grail. The enemy wants to come in and push you out of order. He sees you approaching the finish line and he's going insane. You were never supposed to get this close. So now that you know what they don't want you to do, do it. Go be good. Go with God. Godspeed. All right. There you go, Pisces. 1 plus 4, 4. The 144 is out here, and we are getting it. We are standing the line, and we're not going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped. Because we bad. We ain't bad at all. But we here for life. Yeah. See how you got to change things? You got to catch yourself. Just before you say it, give yourself pause enough to say, you know what? It ain't going to go this way. It's going to go that way. That's what's up. I love it. I'm loving that great energy. Divine feminine. Divine masculine. I'm loving the energy we are in. You are my friend. Hey. Okay, let's get it. Aries, what's up, babes? What's going on? What the business is? What it do? We started off in Virgo. We are going to stop in Leo. We got the 5 of Wands. We've got the 19 here, which is, wow, we've got a tower. We're in Aries. We got the 5 of Wands. There's a fight going on. Something has come to someone's attention. Masculine patriarchy. We also got business out here. We also got man. We got either divine masculine or karmic masculine. You take what resonates. So there's competition, rivalry, conflict, and disagreement, strife, and tension in this 5 of Wands here. You see everybody's kind of like trying to pluck each other with big damn pieces of wood. Like, okay. So then we've got the 19, which is usually positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth, all is well. But if you flip it upside down, it says inner child feeling down, overly optimistic, negativity, depression, sadness, carelessness, and arrogance. So someone's gotten careless. Something is being exposed that someone is arrogant, someone is careless. And they have a touch of depression. So there's a tower happening. A lot of things get done because of someone's inner self. A lot of things happen because someone has the propensity to do such things and they don't ever want to be found out or saw for exactly what they did. A lot of times people pass things on as positivity when honestly the cause for it is really a negative connotation. So someone's getting exposed or someone is exposing it and it's causing a tower moment, okay? So we've got 5, 19, and 16. We got 5, 19. We got 5, 16. We got, that's the only way I can say it, really. May 19th or 19. Someone may be 19. Someone might be having tower moments since they were 16. Maybe somebody's been feeling this way since they're sweet 16. We don't know. I know I got 5, 19, and 16. 19 plus 16. The 9 plus the 6, that's 15. Put that 1 up there, that's 35. Plus 5, that's 40, which is 4. Somebody's foundation is about to be disturbed, abstracted, eradicated. 35 plus 5, that's 4. That's it. Take what resonates. Sun, moon, rising, Leo. Feminine energy, which means that somebody is a jellyback if they are male. But if it's a feminine energy, that means that they were too bold. Careless and bold. And that's where that carelessness and arrogance comes in at. I don't know if it's focused or not. But yeah, that's where that carelessness and arrogance comes from. Somebody was way too bold. Okay. Wow. Taurus. I gotta get out of there. Taurus. And they're still fighting. My bad ear. They're still fighting. Like they're really fighting. Woo! Then the Debo comes out. Ooh, I didn't like that. So 15 comes straight out. Straight out after that, right? We're dang. Taurus. So the 15 is out, right? The 15 came out for Taurus. So we got Capricorn, Taurus, and Aries. We just did Aries. We're in Taurus now. And we got double on the Capricorn. And we got some Sagittarius in here. There's a lot of cutthroat energy coming out here. There's a lot of daggers. Shadow, self-attachment, addiction, restriction, sexuality, temptation, seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, toxicity. Hard work, productivity, routine, conservation, efficiency, responsibility. Nurturing, practical, providing, financial, or working parent. Okay. The only number out here is a 15, which turns into a 6, which is equal give and take to the universe. So whatever you give out is whatever you're getting back. So apparently this whole group was acting in a shadow. It's a lot of bull crap, a lot of attachments, a lot of addiction, a lot of restriction, a lot of sexuality, a lot of temptation, seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, and toxicity. The whole group added to that. In Capricorn, this is a Taurus reading. So, whoever you collaborated with, this is all of what you had to deal with, and all of it kind of attached itself to you. If you know people that have all of these bad representations and things about themselves and connotations and things about themselves, now you got it. Because you associated yourself with them. So now everything that they see bad about them people, they see about you. Doesn't matter your hard work, doesn't matter your nurturing, doesn't matter anything. That's just how they see you. Alright? So now we got the Knight of Pentacles, hard work, productivity, routine, conservation, efficiency, responsibility. You want people to see your hard work. You want people to think you're nurturing and practical and providing and financial and a working parent. You don't have to have a kid to be a working parent. That just means that somebody is able to depend on you. You're able to take care of somebody. Now, whatever you are able to do, even on the good side of things, it's very overshadowed by your devil energy, which is the Capricorn. It's overshadowed by your shadow self, your attachment, your addiction, your restriction, your sexuality. Maybe you're confused. Maybe you give into temptation. Maybe you like validation. Whatever it is, all of the things that are good about you are being overshadowed by the bad parts about you. And it's up to you to recalibrate your reputation. That is what I have for Taurus. That is a 15, which is a 6. What you reap, you surely will sow. We have double on the Capricorn. Then we've got Taurus, which means you're pretty stubborn, which means you really don't really like to look at yourself from the outside looking in. You give yourself the validation and then you go out arrogantly and confidently making a mistake. You're like a bull in a china shop when it comes to emotions. We got Capricorn, Taurus, Aries, Sagittarius. You hurt, you don't like to be hurt. You don't like nobody tell you nothing. You like to be the one talking. That's totally up to you, but it ain't going to age well. That's another one. All right, there you go, Taurus. Let's go, Gemini. We got Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. Leo being the last. Let's go. All right, Gemini, what's up? What you got to say? What you got to say, baby? Because I know you got a lot because you are communication. You are one of the gods of communication. Hermes might be your uncle or your cousin because he likes to pass a note. Oh, yeah, I heard he's a name brand too. Okay, Ace of Cups, 7 of Cups, 5 of Cups. You've got a lot of cups out here. What's going on? Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, and marriage. This is your first cup. Then you've got the 7. Here you go. 175. 175. Is there a number like that? 57. Somebody born in 57 or 75. Somebody born in 57 or 75. Or somebody born in 85 or 58. All right, or somebody is 58, or somebody's born in 57. We don't know. So we've got in Gemini, we've got the Scorpio, we got double Scorpio, which means there's a lot of passion going on. There's a lot of passion when it comes to manifesting these riches and materialism, regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism, loss, and grief. So there's a Gemini out here that was manifesting through love, the opportunities to have dream fulfillment, and now they're regretting it because they didn't get it. Okay, let me read it again. Somebody was using love or the illusion of love to manifest riches, right? They was going to get everything they dreamed based off if they can get somebody to fall in love with them, right? Now they in regret because the person don't love them. Is this a love spell going wrong? A love spell backfired? I said this a couple days ago. Somebody did a love spell, got the man over there, and the man was like, I don't really like it. Either it went fast and short like that, or a man did a love spell and it ain't work. And now they regret it because now they obsessed. And the person that they did a love spell on is gone about their merry way. It didn't work. Either way, it didn't work. And they both in regret. Somebody didn't get to play somebody like they wanted to. Somebody didn't get to attach like they wanted to. Yeah, the love spell didn't work, and now they got to deal with it because now the they done did, especially depending on how much they did the love spell. Hey, you gonna wake up batshit crazy, especially if it backfired. And if you keep doing love spells on a person who don't like you, they're gonna end up being very angry and nasty towards you because it don't work. Like the person actually has to have something in them for you. And if a love spell worked because you actually got to a low vibe, a person that has a low vibration, and then if the spell wears off, it's actually going to be twice as bad because you took somebody's will away. If you're understanding that. One is forbidden magic. Two, you're messing with somebody's free will. If a person, love is supposed to be pure. So if you got some type of tainted love from somebody, it's just that. It's tainted. Okay? So, I don't know if anybody needs to know this, but if you start messing around with people's free will, just know it's double the punishment because you wasn't supposed to do it in the first place. And I'm going to get on out of that. All right? So, with that being said, Gemini, somebody might have put a love spell on you and now they're sitting there in serious regret. And now they're very, very intensely into you and you could care less. As a matter of fact, the very thought of them makes you want to upchuck. So yeah. We've got a 13 with his death and transformation, and double Scorpio, which is 13 anyway. So yeah, it's definitely death and transformation 3 times. Power of 3 on the death and transformation. 13. 1 plus 7 plus 5 is 13 all day long. Scorpio is 13 all day long. We have 2 of them. Mental clarity all day long. Somebody put a death to their love life by way of love spells and manipulation and hypnosis and trance and whatever kind of bull crap concoction they cooked up. Whatever was supposed to force love on somebody has now caused despair, destruction, and disgust. That is a backfire, and backfire. All right, let's get out of there. That was Gemini. 13. 4. Somebody's foundation, if they were going to build it on love, it just went. Sorry, I was a very colorful kid. Somebody didn't like that. I was a very colorful kid. So pardon me if I have a penchant for the dramatics, okay? I also went to theater. I did 4 years in theater camp. Shout out to the arena players. Catherine Orange, Rodney Orange, and the family and them. Shout out to those people. You know, they helped me with my theater, my I forgot what her name, Mrs. Shipman. She helped with certain things. We all learned from those teachers at the arena players. That was a great, great place of cultured learning that I did do some good time in. I learned a lot of great things there. Okay, Cancer, step it up. We've got two Tauruses straight off the top. We've got an out in the cold, and we've got a Knight of Pentacles and a Queen of Pentacles. Okay, who's out in the cold? There's a couple that caused someone to be out in the cold. Okay, Cancer. Cancer, we've got a 5 in the Taurus. The 5 of Pentacles is financial loss, lack mindset, loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty, insecurity. Hold tight on those heart attack spells. You on the wrong damn side of 50 and 60 to be throwing somebody some damn heart attack spells. You might want to hold what you got in case you got to go to jail or something. I tickle me, even if it's not you. All right, so we've got Knight of Pentacles, hard work, productivity, routine, conservation, efficiency, responsibility. Queen of Pentacles, nurturing, practical, providing, financial, and a working parent. Okay, all right, so somebody's having a lot of financial loss, their hard work and all that stuff, the nurturing parent thing that they're trying to show didn't stop them from ending up that way. Or we can spin it this way. Somebody found themselves in financial loss and lack mindset and poverty and insecurity. And through hard work, they ended up getting back to being a providing, nurturing, or practical working parent. So we can take this two ways. Someone ended up not being able to be such a thing because they found themselves out in the cold. And somebody found themselves out in the cold and they worked their way back into restoration. And that is what I have for the Cancer. We have double on the Taurus, one Aries, one Sagittarius, and one Capricorn. Someone had to really get grounded, and someone drove themselves into the ground. We have only the 5 unexpected changes. I be trying to show the zodiac signs too. So the 5 was the only thing that came, unexpected changes. Last but not least, let me get up here with this Leo because it's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. The birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. Yeah, you're going to get a different rendition of the birthday song almost every time for me, okay? So just as this pops out, okay, with the Libra energy, and we've got the 18, which is usually matriarch and mother energy and family energy. Okay, so now we've got the sun came out upside down, what it is, what it business do. And then we've got the Aquarius, the sun, the star came out. Okay, Leo, what it is. So we've got justice, fairness, truth, clarity, equality, balance, cause and effect, law. Inner child feeling down, overly optimistic, negativity, depression, sadness, careless, arrogance. Leo, what you did? And then we got the 17, the star, hope, calm, faith, pureness, purpose, not pureness, renewal, spirituality, good fortune, omen, rejuvenation. Leo, what you did? Either somebody is being fair with you or you are being fair with it, or something's being made fair. The sun came out upside down. Oh, there's a Leo energy, Libra, Aquarius energy that's about to get justice because they've been dealing with a lot of inner emotional turmoil as a main character, people have been abusing them. And they are about to get justice. Okay, that's why I had to look at it for a while. Like, this doesn't make sense. The sun is upside down. The sun is a happy card and it's upside down. But when it comes to a star, you usually try to, a star is a good omen. But the problem is, someone tried to be very unfair to a star energy. A star energy. Somebody tried to be very unfair. Somebody tried to destroy a main character. Somebody tried to take someone's star away. Oh, it gets thicker as the words come out. Someone tried to steal someone's star, and now they're about to get justice. If they haven't come back into their own star, their star will be restored to them, either spiritually or physically, or they just have to actually open up their own prison. Remember that love prison that I described earlier? Someone need only open the window or open the door and step out. Go towards the exit sign, turn the knob, and come out of the mental prison. Sometimes the mental prison is basically someone using your intelligence, your words, your knowledge, your love. They're using everything that you are to put you in a mental prison using your own thoughts. It looks like someone telling you something that gives you a limit, that makes you scared, that makes you paranoid. And they say, I'm going to navigate the world and you stay here and I'll come back and I'm going to do it for you and you're going to be fine. Even though they're lying, they're not going to do shit. They just stole your star. You told them everything you wanted and everything you desired, thinking that they were going out there to go get it for you. No. They were going to go get it in spite of you and leave you where the hell you were. They just were hoping that they scared the shit out of you so that you'd never try to do exactly what you wanted to do. And this is how a person steals your star. They put you in a mindset to where you're scared to come out. You're scared to make your presence. You're scared to move forward. You're scared to make a move. You're scared. And sometimes that's all a person needs is the correct words and the right formula, and they can make you lock yourself out of your own destiny. Someone attempted to do this to someone, and it caused feeling down. It caused them negativity. It caused them depression and sadness. But look at how good it could be. You've got to look toward the exit sign, go toward it, open the door, and step out. And when you see reality, when you see it's not as scary as they made it, and you start putting one foot in front of the other, and then you realize that now you're across the street and none of the scary monsters popped out that they told you would be there, and then you make it across town and people are smiling at you and opening doors for you, and then you visit another city and you sit down and you have a nice meal and the waitress makes sure everything goes and you leave dinner feeling not woozy but inspired to take a walk. And now you're free because now you're out in nature more. So yeah, someone's returning to their star. Their star has been restored. Their purpose has been restored. Their ambition, their inspiration has been restored. And they're now looking at people with both eyes open. And they're not looking at the potential anymore. They're not giving any benefit of the doubt. They're now looking with both eyes opened. And their lungs are clear and not breathing in the bowl. Okay? So someone has decided not to sip the Kool-Aid anymore. All right, so we've got 11, 19, and 17. This is a lot right now to add up. Okay, so 19 plus 11 is 30. Hold up. 9 plus 1 is 10, so it's 0. That's 30. 30, that's 47. So now we've got 47, which turns into 11. We had 11, 19, and 17. Which turned into 37. Hold up. Did it? No, that turned into 47. Yeah, which turned into 11. Yeah, I had it right. 11. So we started off in 11. We had 11, 19, and 17. And as we added up, it all turns back into 11. So yeah, intuitively. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter long as it's right. And when you get somebody who tries to be a perfectionist, they need to go somewhere and be perfect where they need to be. Perfectly out of my face. Ain't that nice? All right, so that was the Leo reading. And somebody's starting to realize that the justice was to keep them haters up out your face. All right, all right, all right. Because they come with powders and lace. Yep, 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 yep. Keep them away from you. They want to put things in your drinks and your thinks. And they damn sure want to poison your sink. We ain't got time for that. So, you go on and have a great day. We're going to go on and prepare for our day. And safe travels. Happy Thursday. We've spent some time with Nix. You've got your fix. Hey, see ya next time. Later. Goodbye.